Hey guys, today we're going to talk about self-sabotage once again. This is part 3 and today we're going to look at how self-sabotage look like and also why you might hold yourself back. And we're going to look at some different examples today. First and foremost, self-sabotage. We sometimes we live a certain way or we just live like that and we fail to just have a vision for a different life because we just live it a certain way and we don't know that it's actually something else that we could do, so we end up just having no vision for our life and we just end up just living the way we always used to do. So yeah, and also we can also also don't do anything where we don't know that anything else is even possible, so we up self-sabotaging ourselves because we don't even know that there's anything else we could do in our life to be able to actually move it forward. We didn't know we could actually live a different life, that actually there's different possibilities out there, but that we just have to reach out for them. We don't know that sometimes. And sometimes we settle because we don't know we can actually ask for more, you know? Have you thought about that? You settled for a 9 to 5 because you have begin to have a girlfriend and you begin to feel this bit of comfort. You need a 9 to 5 to keep your spending going and actually moving out and stuff like that. So we end up just getting into a routine and we end up actually don't know that we actually can ask for more. And so this is what happens. We run our lives on the autopilot, and so we no longer think we actually have a choice. We just end up thinking that like our fate is already predetermined. We already think it's determined for us, so we end up like almost giving up on that we actually could live a different life. We could maybe lose the weight that we want to lose. We could maybe run a marathon, but we don't know that we could do that. We could maybe build up a business, but we don't do that because why should I do it? I'm not worthy of that. So those are some different ways we can self-sabotage. Needs and desires. Our habits, you have to understand they are designed by our subconscious to meet an unfulfilled need and desire or neglected desire. And what could that look like? As a guy, if you don't have a girlfriend and you're in your teens or maybe in your early 20s, you have an unfulfilled need. Let's say you don't have a girlfriend, right? You know what I'm hinting at here. So you end up going to the hub instead and you bang, you do the thing that you shouldn't do because you have this unfulfilled need. Like you have this need, like this deep rooted need for love, and this neglected desire that we can't give ourselves, we give ourselves that in terms of a different thing. Or it could be that you lack validation, so you end up spending a lot of money on clothing and shoes and stuff like that. Maybe you're interested in, that's fair, but if you just buy it for validation, that's because you have this unfulfilled need. Imagine if you could walk in whatever you wanted to walk in and you didn't have to impress anyone because you already had your own validation. How would that feel like? And also, overcoming self-sabotage is not about trying to figure out how to override your impulses. That never works. You have to go to the root problem first in order to actually fix it. So it is first determining why those impulses exist in the first place. The deep rooted problem. That's what you have to tackle first. You have to dig that up and tackle it. You have to understand what it is, that where it even stems from. What bad habits, what are they trying to, what what needs are they trying to fulfill? And self-sabotage is when you have two conflicting desires. One is conscious and one is unconscious. And this is something that is really annoying because we don't even think about it. And this is what sometimes is, why does it happen? And it's that feeling when you probably already have that, where you're doing all of these things, you're trying to improve, You're trying to and you want to move your life forward, and yet you're still for some reason stuck. That is self sabotage at hand, right there. That is self sabotage that is destroying your life because that's holding you back. What does self sabotage actually look like? Maybe you want to become wealthy, but you can't motivate yourself to become wealthy. Like, you can't motivate yourself to make and start that business. You can't do it because you might have this subconscious belief about that wealthy people are egocentric and they are disliked. And you don't want to become those types of people because you don't want to become egocentric or disliked. So you end up not being able to motivate yourself in that regard. Or maybe it is that you don't even want to be super wealthy, but maybe you just came up from a middle class or even a poor class in the society, like in a home you're raised and you didn't have that much money. Maybe it's just that it's a cover up for wanting to feel secure and taken care of. So maybe you don't want the 100 millions of dollars. Maybe you just want to feel secure and taken care of. Or maybe you just want to also just have your freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. And yes, that doesn't require 100 million. You don't really need that. Unless you really want to change the world and do something insanely and big business and build big businesses. Yes, then you can do it. But most of the times, you might if you go on and meditate on it, you might find out that it's just a cover up. Or maybe you are sacrificing your real desire. Let's say you want to be a professional, like a photographer, or you want to do art for a living, or you want to do all of those creative things that you want to do, but you end up, or you want to become, let's say, an actor, but you end up not pursuing it because you feel like it's too unlikely that you actually can become that. So you know what? You end up settling for a secondary thing in your life. And you will always have this small feeling in your stomach, in your heart, knowing that you have sacrificed your real desire. And yes, I know you have to make money to be able to live. Yes. But if you are meditating, you will begin to hear the rustle of the morning stars. Basically, you will begin to feel that this need, this like this neglected desire that you have had, that you actually want to live like that. So you might have to figure out how in your situation currently how you can go on and still do your 9 to 5, but still do your real desire on the side, because yes, it might take time, but if you have the security of a 9 to 5 on your side and you're able to make time for it and really go all in on your real desire, maybe you can actually build something up over time. It's worth going after. And also, some people can't figure out why they keep choosing the wrong things, the wrong relationships. Normally, it's the wrong relationships. In terms of relationships, what might happen is that you're actually trying to recreate the relationship dynamics you experienced when you were young. So maybe let's say your younger self were a broken person. You might now, when you're an adult, you might try to help that broken person, that helpless person. You're trying to help them out, and you might, let's say, if your family relationships, if you felt like those were bad, you might go into a intimate relationship with a girl or a guy, and it's a toxic relationship. It's a broken, like, you're still broken, and that's why you keep searching for these things, so you can keep trying to help your younger self. You're trying to put your adult version and trying to help that person from when you were younger. And this is some reasons why you, my friend, are maybe actually holding yourself back in life, because being successful can sometimes actually make you less liked, because people can resent you, because they're actually want to have what you have, but you were the one going after it. So you might not want to become successful because you might have this subconscious belief about that will make you less liked. And you don't want to be less liked by people. You want to be a likable person, so you might end up not striving to become successful. Or you might have a hard time finding love, you know? And I sometimes actually have a hard time finding love because what it does is that you have to sometimes become more vulnerable. How can you live a relationship if you're not able to be vulnerable with your partner? And like, and that's a way that you haven't really figured out that yes, you want to be in a relationship, but you have a hard time being vulnerable. So the self-sabotaging behavior there is that you end up not going on dates. You're not trying to search new girls or guys to talk to because that will end up in the end that you have to be vulnerable and maybe you're not ready for it. Or that's what you're telling yourself, but you are actually maybe. Or you're trying to make yourself less attractive so you can guard you. This is actually a proven thing. It's a proven thing that sometimes the people that have been assaulted in the bad way when they were younger, they actually tend to sometimes actually put on weight when they get older because if they do that, that's a way of them to guard themselves against that in the future because you make yourself less attractive, so maybe some people won't even go after you at all and you won't let that happen to you again because you are now less attractive. Or you're trying to play small in life, which allows you to avoid scrutiny. Basically, there's not a lot of eyes on you all the time. You don't have so much attention, so and that's maybe one reason because you don't want all the eyes on you. So you end up just playing small. But then you have to ask yourself, do you actually want to play big in life? Maybe you don't want to be egocentric or anything, but you want to play big and you want to live a good life. What is what is the most important thing for you? To be able to not have people eyeing you all the time, or do you actually want to play big in life? What's the thing that actually you want to go after? What's the most important thing for you? And if it's playing big, then go for that. And you know, sometimes when you play big in life, you can also do it without too many eyes on you. If you do it like silently, you know, you can do that. The last thing is procrastinating. That puts you back into a place of comfort. So you might self-sabotage yourself. You're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good in life, all the good habits, and you procrastinate. The next day you procrastinate. You procrastinate because you have maybe this fear of success. That if you go too quickly, that you can't handle it and you're like going to panic. So you end up just procrastinate, and go back to a place of comfort. Because we only go back to the baseline of our identity. If we're going too high up in terms of our identity, we're trying to procrastinate our way down because we don't feel like we're that person that can actually handle the harder things in life, the harder decisions, business decisions, whatever it is. We don't think we are able to handle that. But if your identity is all the way up here, you're going to have drive kicking in and trying to keep you up to the identity. But if you're trying to go all the way up here, but your identity is still here, and you still think about yourself at this level, you're always going to procrastinate and self-sabotage you all the way down to the baseline. And this is the way for us to put ourselves back into comfort. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and let me know if you want another video, part 4, because I want to make this part 4 because it's about how we can resolve different self-sabotaging behaviors. And there's a lot of things I want to go through. So let me know if you want to hear that video and listen to me. If anything of this have helped you, let me know and I will make that video. Take care, guys.